Monsters do have their place. In the zoo, in your nightmares, in the deep.
Hey. So it's still January, and I can still talk about reading goals for the year, because it's still January. So last year, one of my goals was to read some of my abandoned books, and what I consider an abandoned book is a book that you started to read and didn't finish for whatever reason, and you do still want to read it. It's not like it was a bad book and you gave up on it, which I don't believe you should finish books if they're not, if you don't enjoy what you're reading. I think you should just move on, because there's too many books to read to waste your time on a book you're not enjoying. Whereas there's books that you might put down for whatever reason, and you were enjoying it, or you do really want to read it, but you just don't get back to it, and time passes, and then it's like time has gone so far that you're going to have to start over again. So anyway, so this year, this is what I got to work from. This is, obviously I am not going to read all these. Some of these are massive. This one's definitely getting read, though, because I have my Plymouth, Massachusetts book list, and this is on it, so I have to read this. It's a Plymouth Plantation. It's like, the thing with this is it's not as easy reading, because if you've ever read Shakespeare, it's that style of English it's written in. I'm definitely reading this year. I am committed to this book this year. This one, Farewell to Arms, Ernest Hemingway. I was going to read this before I went to Key West, Florida a few years ago, because I wanted to visit, well, I did visit his house, Ernest Hemingway's house, and I just thought, oh, I should read an Ernest Hemingway novel before I go, but I didn't end up finishing it. Ernest and I have a difficult relationship sometimes. So I really love some of his books, and then others of his books, I don't know. This one, I'm going to try again. I will try again. I don't know if it'll be this year. Okay, and then we have, excuse me, I don't know how to say this. The Devils of Loudun, I guess is how you say that. Loudun, by Aldous Huxley. And I got this to read at Halloween time a few years back. I got about 100 pages in, but it was incredibly boring. I thought, it says, a true story of demonic possession, and it sounded really interesting. Here is the stuff that bizarre historical novels are made of, but it is solidly based on fact and painstaking research. And it's, in 1632, an entire convent in a small French village of Loudun was apparently possessed by the devil. After a sensational and celebrated trial, the convent's charismatic priest, Urban Grandier, I probably didn't, I'm not that good with French names, sorry, accused of spirituality and sexually seducing the nuns in his charge, was convicted of being in league with Satan. Then he was burned at the stake for witchcraft. So, yeah, that sounds like it's gonna be awesome, but again, this might have just been a case of I need to get my head in the right place when I'm reading this, but it wasn't doing anything for me. Still, maybe this Halloween time coming up in October, I'll give it another try. Maybe. Okay, so this is my oldest abandoned book, which is pretty tragic. This is Mail Order Wings. And I abandoned this when I was in the 4th grade. Oh my god, I loved this book though. And I seriously had like 1 or 2 chapters left. And I never finished. Never finished it. I was like, so like, just like in awe of this little girl. Like, I remember I tried to like copy her. Like, I was in 4th grade and it wasn't cool to wear pigtails anymore, but I started wearing pigtails because of this little girl. And she had, like, the coolest bedroom. I don't think there's a picture. But I can remember this. I read this book in 4th grade, and I can remember this. She had, like, in her bedroom, all this nature stuff. Like, she collected birds' nests and rocks, and she had it all, like, sorted out in her bedroom, and I just thought that was amazing, and I wanted to do that. But I could never find enough birds' nests and things to match her. So, There's pictures in this book, so, I mean, I could totally read this in like an hour, maybe. I should probably finish it. So this is definitely going to get read this year. Mail order Wings. You know what else is crazy about this book, which is kind of crazy. So I was in 4th grade, I was 10 years old when I read this book. It's about this girl, she like sprouts wings on her back. So I just was so crazy about this book. I had some kites. McDonald's was giving away kites in the Happy Meals that year. I tied them to my arms and jumped out of a tree and tried to fly. Because, yeah, that's a true story. I didn't fly. It was kind of cool, though. I kind of just, like, coasted. No, I didn't really coast down. Nothing happened. I just jumped out of a tree and landed on the ground. And I didn't hurt myself. But, that's a true story. This is just a collection of Egyptian tales of Egypt, which I thought was a really awesome idea because I'd never actually read their folklore tales. And I was enjoying this, and I didn't have too much more to go, so I should finish that. They're really good stories. Okay, so this is the one I might never finish. And I do feel kind of bad. It's The Blind Assassin by Margaret Atwood. I went to a used book sale, and one of the women in charge of the sale was asking me what type of books I like to read, and she pulled this one off of the table, and she was like, I guarantee you're going to like this. This is the book for you. So I said, okay, I'll take it. But I really don't think it's a book for me. I've tried 3 times to read this book, and I never get farther than page 88. She wrote The Handmaid's Tale, which I haven't read. I actually haven't read anything by Margaret Atwood, and going by this, I don't know if I would. I might try it again. I don't think it's going to happen this year. I'm probably going to leave this for a while, and we'll see what happens, but I don't know. I mean, the cover is stunning. But, yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time with that one. Okay, and now this is my saddest one. Every time I see this book, I feel in my heart so much love for this book. Just like, I love this book, and I didn't get very far in it. I got 69 pages in. I still have oh, that's cool. There's a little Halloween pinup girl for a bookmark in here. So I didn't get that far, and I've had this since I was like the age of the characters in the book. I saw a movie of this. It was mid-late 90s I saw the movie. I was like 18 years old. And I loved the movie. I loved every moment of the movie. There's a note in the back. It says The Beautiful and the Damned. And then there's a list of some books on my abandoned book list. This was written back in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's hilarious. Oh my god. The movie was so good. I just love Tom. So I really feel like this is the year I should, like, dedicate myself to reading this book. This one. I just, I see this, I love it. I want to read it. So I should. I don't know if I actually got that far in this one. That seems crazy. Why wouldn't I have finished it? This is, On Liberty by John Stuart Mill. Didn't ever finish it. Need to finish it. Started over. This one I've had since high school. And I don't even hear it. The page was marked. I just flipped by it. I didn't get too far, it looks like. Page 51, 52. Mythology by Edith Hamilton. This was on a list I had back in high school of books to read, and never finished it. Okay, Fanny Hill. This is quite the book. It's definitely not a boring book, and I'm surprised it's only page 46 that I got to. Yeah, I had to put this down because this is some book. Not for children. This is 100% not a book for children. 1749, Fanny Hill came out. This is some smut. Some literary smut for you. It's good. It's good. Okay, Moll Flanders I have to finish. This is another one, abandoned in the late 90s. Oh, I got pretty far. 136 pages with a ticket in here from an arcade somewhere, which I don't know. Coney Island Emporium. I never went to Coney Island. Where did this ticket come from? I bought this book brand new. So I have no idea how I have a ticket from Coney Island Emporium, New York Hotel and Casino. I never went there. But I was using a ticket from there as a bookmark. That's interesting. Moll Flanders. It's another one of these books from the 1700s. But I was really into this one too. I really like Moll. My cat, I had these all here. The cat pulled this bookmark out. I have no idea where I left off now. This is Carl Jung's Dreams. It's nonfiction. This was a good one. I just stuck the bookmark back in at random. Okay. Every year, I say this is the year for War and Peace, but if we're doing Tom Jones, I don't think this is going to be the year for War and Peace. And to be honest, I don't really feel this is the year for War and Peace, but it's going to happen. You know, I start this book and stop this book, but eventually War and Peace will be read. Because war, what is it good for? Now this one I brought with me on vacation to Scotland. So it's funny, I remember all these things. It's memorable. There's a Yogi Tea coupon that expired in 2007, stuck in here for a bookmark. So this is Ann Radcliffe, the Italian, and she wrote this amazing, amazing book called The Mysteries of Udolpho, which is about this thick. And I actually read that one in just a weekend. That is how good that book was. It's seriously this thick. I did nothing but read. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I just read that book. Then I got the Italian. I was like excited for this. But I was having a hard time with this one. I wasn't feeling it. But I mean, that was so long. That was a long time ago. I was reading this one. So it's time to give that a try again, I think. The last one I have here in this stack is really a nonfiction. It's about nightlife, night language, sleep and dreams, and this was super interesting. I was learning so much about just like the history of nighttime and sleeping, and wow, look at that! That's my garden, and it's on a Polaroid from a long time ago. Oh, and the sprinkler's going. That's so cute. I didn't even know I took a picture of my garden. I've got 2 bookmarks in here. I don't know what the deal is with that. But yeah, so this was really interesting. If you're interested in the history of nighttime, you know, human activity in the nighttime, how that changed when we got electric lights, and what people did at night in the past. Okay. So that's that. What books do you have on your abandoned book list sitting lonely on your bookshelves that call out to you whenever you walk by and you feel a tragic sense of sadness that you leave them there all alone, unread? No, I'm seriously interested. What books do you want to finish that you left unfinished? All right, thank you for watching. Hope to see you again.